Abingdon. So a local man has a tremendous local following here. Thousands of people with their camp chairs and their programs out, lining the circuit all the way around. Grasstrack followers tend to roam all over the country and make a weekend of it, and that's exactly what they've done here at Abingdon this weekend. Roger Measor is a firm favourite and has been competing since the early 60s in sidecar Grasstrack racing. Rode a BMW, I seem to remember, in the early 70s with some success, but has now moved on to Honda Power and is finding that to his advantage. But a lot of shunting going on, and Richard Piggott pushed wide. They touched, they went very wide, they've locked round sideways, and that's Ken Lane going over. So Ken Lane hit Piggott, tipped over. That's left the door wide open for Roger Measor. Thank you very much, he said. That'll do nicely. And the flags are out. The race has been stopped. The race has been stopped due to that fracas on the first turn, because Richard Piggott had a bit of a shunt there. Ken Lane picking himself up, looking none the worse for the incident, but there could well be some machinery damage. But the race has been stopped. And if Ken Lane can restart, this is how it happened. He's on the inside of Richard Piggott, sliding wide, trying to stay on the track, but he's already onto the pegs. He's drifting wide, he shunts Piggott. Piggott is knocked out, the passenger almost thrown from the sidecar. They both go into the loose. Ken Lane is sideways on in the deep stuff, and it's at this point that the back comes up. They spin round, and he's lost it. Now, whether he will restart in the rerun remains to be seen, but from my commentary point, I can see that they are pushing the machine from the track. With the restart of the second sidecar semi-final, Richard Piggott, number 92, they're hoping against all odds that he's not pushed out of the first turn as he was. And Ken Lane, number 7, coming to the line now in the foreground of your picture, restarted. His mechanics got him up the right way. He came past the commentary point, apparently none the worse for his encounter with the Piggott, and of course turning it upside down. So Ken Lane will be watching his P's and Q's this time, hoping to stay on the circuit and not come too tightly up the inside. And in fact, 5 sidecars go, so we are -1, but we don't know who it is at this stage. And Measor going through into an early lead, but that lead being snatched from him, because Piggott's there battling away. And Roger Measor it is, number 51, Roger Measor and Dave Harris, into a lead again in this restart, making no mistake this time. The 1000cc Honda really on the boil, leaving the others in their dust. If they can hold this, they'll be doing well, because Richard Piggott, number 92, is gaining on them hand and fist, but it's Measor, a little bit locked up there. He loses power because he scrubs the speed off, and that is not what he wants to do. That's what he did in an earlier heat and stopped the thing altogether. But Piggott, Sid Piggott, even without his mechanic here today, has got him going. He's going 1 second. And he's going